Welcome to Solve This Murder. I'm your detective, Bill.
And I'm your crime scene criminal and witnesses, Dani.
We're doing 2 Dannys in a row, but this one is an original mystery, right?
It's true, yeah.
It's been a while.
It has. You're still writing the next one, and so I decided to set up a challenge to see how quickly I could write one if we tried to make it more of a mini mystery. So this one, ideally, is a bit snappier.
Okay, so you think we'll be done in, what's your guess, 3 parts?
Might even be 2.
4?
It might even be 2.
8? Okay, so fairly quick mystery.
Yeah, in my small notebook, this is 6 pages total of
Okay.
notes. I don't know how that compares to yours, but I assume less.
Honestly, not necessarily.
Wild. Okay.
Although I use a big notebook.
Oh,
And there's a lot of notes of planning. But the fundamental final notes
I
are
don't understand. You don't count your notes as planning as your notes?
No, my final. Well, I was counting my final notes as often like one full page per character, which so there's like 6 pages, and then another page of like certain events, and then maybe another page. So like 8.
Yeah,
8 or
mine's
9
about
pages.
mine's about a third of a small page per character.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Okay, I don't know anything about this. We haven't even decided on a name yet,
No,
right?
we're gonna
Audiences
get
know
there.
the name because they've seen it in the episode title, but I don't even know the name of this.
No, we'll be
mini arc.
crowdsourcing it. By that I mean between the two of us.
Yeah, it's a very
After
small
you've
crowd.
done part 1.
We'll be sourcing it with a crowd of 2. It means as well, if you want to get your guesses in for this arc,
Oh boy, you gotta be quick.
you got to get in quick. I'm expecting full guesses by the end of this episode from you, listeners, to see who's going to go on the wall of detectives. All right. Dani, is there any preamble to do? Is there anything to do before we get straight into a new mystery?
I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna put you straight in your car.
Okay, in my car?
Yeah.
Not even on the phone?
Nah.
Do I have a car phone?
Oh god, no.
All right, well, I guess we're jumping right in.
All right, sure. You can have a car phone. Why not? I don't know how they work, so this is going to be interesting. So you're driving to a scene where you have heard that there has been a terrible tragedy. Definitely someone has died, and it was definitely due to someone else's deeds. There is no chance that this was an accident. Manslaughter at best.
Okay, sure.
You're chatting on your car phone, which I guess is legal. You're driving. It's a bit out of a way, this place. It's called Bell Heights Retreat for Wellness. Being a campsite, a small campsite, it's quite far away. It's meant to be a bit isolated. So you end up going, and you're going downhill quite a way. It's definitely a valley sort of area.
Well, it's called Bell Heights.
I don't know. Well,
What are they doing in the valley?
okay. The
Oh, I see. It's the valley between 2 heights.
Thank you.
These are the Bell Heights, and in the valley between those heights, there is a retreat for wellness.
yes.
We've retreated from the heights for wellness. I understand.
Also, tend to be places that have hills tend to have ups and downs.
I don't believe it.
Well, as you go down, you start to see what looks like a very small campsite. In fact, as far as you've been able to Google of it, it's only 5 single occupancy cabins.
Okay, lovely.
And as you start to go down the hill, you do see on one of the nearby hills to the campsite,
Sure.
just above it, there is another house sitting on a hill.
Like what I would call an overlook, I
Sounds
suppose.
great.
So I've got 5 cabins and a house on an overlook.
Yeah, and there's a couple of other little things down there. It's a bit hard to tell from here. You try to remember what you read on the website. An indoor-outdoor dining patio and 2 shared bathrooms and showers. All of that stuff is down the bottom.
Interesting. Okay.
So, communal.
Not even that communal when there's only 5 cabins.
True.
But that's fair. All right.
You head down as you get to the very, very bottom and you pull into the campsite. You notice your car phone. Again, I assume this is how it works. Its reception is very patchy. It just cuts out.
Sure.
Cuts out hard. Yeah, you're in a valley.
Okay, I'm in a dead zone with a dead body. This is interesting.
You park your car where cars are supposed to be parked. There are a few other cars there at this point, and you see one other police car. And there is your good friend Simba.
Suppose I'll go to Simba. I'll get Simba's information before I look at the scene. I'll allow it to taint my perception of the scene.
Makes sense.
So Simba, I know you told me there was a body. What's going on?
Yeah, very, very sad. It's up at the owner's lodge, and
Is that the house I saw on the overlook? The owner's lodge?
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
I shouldn't
yeah.
have driven down here.
Well, it's on the other side. You got to walk up there.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
And it seems that it was a small writer's retreat going on, and one of the what do you call it, attendees ended up there and didn't come down for breakfast this morning, and the owner of the place and the author in charge of all of the, attendees went around looking for this person and found them in there, and it looked like they have been struck with something multiple times.
Oh, interesting. Like physically struck with...
Yes.
Do you have the murder weapon or just the injuries?
There was nothing at the scene that looked consistent with those injuries, as far as I could tell. It looked like something, with some amount of heft, but not sharp, but not your standard blunt weapon either. More like flat.
Okay, killed with a flat weapon. Odd.
Now, we've only just gotten here ourselves, so we haven't adjusted much. Nothing's been moved. You're entirely free to take a look. And look, I suppose we should count our blessings that we're in such an isolated spot. There's only so many people that could have done this.
Yeah, there's no kind of easy way in or out.
Mm.
And as I was driving in, I didn't see anybody coming out, and I'm assuming it's a fairly isolated location.
Anybody would have been able to see. If someone came in and out in the middle of the night, their headlights would have been easily spotted.
Well, I'll probably go up and try and have a look at the body, but you say that it's one of the attendees of this writer's retreat that was killed.
Right, yeah. So what we've got here, we've got the owner of this entire campsite, Mr. Barrett.
Mm-hmm. Now, I wanted to ask, the owner, does he live in the house where the body was found?
Yes, he does.
So that's his, but he wasn't there. He went back up and he found the body there.
Correct. He co-found the body.
He co-found it. Who did he go up with?
Well, that's the next person, Ms. Natalie Ford. She's a writer, and she's the one who runs these retreats and just rents out the cabin space.
Oh, so Mr. Barrett, the owner of the retreat, is not also the author.
Correct.
The writer
That's
who runs
right.
The
yeah,
okay.
he owns the retreat, but not this specific camp.
And they found the body together?
That's as I understand it. Yes.
Interesting. So Natalie is staying down in one of these cabins with the others?
Yes, that's right.
Does that mean there's only 4 other attendees?
Yes, there were.
Oh, well, I suppose one is dead, so there's 3 others here. Do you have their names?
Yes, I certainly do. Got Rowan Bora, George Cruz, Nicola Flatman. Those are the remaining 3.
George Cruz?
Yeah.
How do I spell Cruz?
Like a boat.
All right. And who was the last one?
Nicola Flatman.
Nicola Flatman. A flat weapon, you say?
No.
And a flat man.
Yes, what a sad coincidence.
Interesting. Well, I know who's suspect number 1. Now, obviously, those are the attendees, the owner. Are there any other staff or people who cooks, chefs, cleaners, anyone else around this retreat?
No, as I understand it, very bare bones situation going on.
Interesting. Any crazed psychopaths who've been gone missing in the area lately? Released from the local mental hospital?
None that I've been made aware of.
Okay,
I
that's
know
good.
we're in the era of car phones, but I'd like to think we're beyond that.
Well, you never know. Out in places like this, out in Bell Heights. Okay, interesting. All right. Well, look, make sure no one leaves. Keep everyone here. Keep them relaxed. Talk. If anyone's having trouble, you calm them down. But I think before I try and talk to the people here, can you maybe keep them down here? I want to go up and check the crime scene myself.
Yes.
I want to get an only partially tainted idea of the crime scene.
Of course.
Tainted by your information, but
Right.
not by anyone else's words.
Mm-hmm.
Is the body still up there?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Even better. Have we done any forensic? Have we done any fingerprint or anything like that?
I've been here all of 20 minutes.
Okay, wonderful. Who called you? Was it Barrett or Ford?
Oh, Barrett, the one with the phone.
Okay, lovely. Interesting. Thank you, Simba. You stay here.
I know how to do my job.
Wonderful. I'll head up the hill.
All right. You start walking up the top. It's a bit annoying. You hope you don't have to do this up and down hill walk too many times.
I suppose as well, on the walk, I'm not just like head down walking up to the crime scene. I'd like to do a bit of a search as I go in case someone's, dropped a flat weapon in the bushes on this walkway down.
Oh, you're more than welcome to like be skimming in that sort of way, but it's not like you don't spot anything just loose in the grass of interest. So you're free to go straight up to the lodge.
I'll head straight up to the lodge.
Cool. It's, it's a bit simple. It's the sort of thing that you might see on a low-key farmstead, but it's not small. So you go in, it's been left unlocked, presumably not just for you, and you start taking a look around. Everything in here looks reasonably as normal, and you find your crime scene when you locate what is clearly a second bedroom. Not a master bedroom, but a second bedroom.
Oh, okay. What are they doing in the second bedroom?
So you see the body of a young, maybe late 20s woman, and she has definitely been hit over the head with something multiple times. You take a sensitive look, and at least one, and it looks like perhaps the precipitating blow came from behind, so it doesn't look like there's much in the way of a two-person struggle that has happened.
So yeah, like one big blow to the back of the head knocks her out, and then the rest crush her face.
Yeah. Oh, her face isn't crushed in any way.
Otherwise,
like, she would
I'd
definitely be
straight
identifiable.
To, who is this? It's definitely not that person.
But yes, definitely just either some making sure the job's done or I'm angry at you blows.
Sure.
You've seen both. And you give it a look around, and it is true, you don't see anything immediately that looks weapon-y in that way. And you give the rest of the lodge a scan, and nothing looks out of place.
No. Was the door to the lodge, it was open for me, or for someone.
It was unlocked.
It had been unlocked, presumably by the people who found the body as well.
Yeah, exactly.
If I look at it, are there any signs on it of a prior forced entry, like perhaps how she would have gotten in? Can I look at to see if there's any scratches around the lock of the door or anything, if the hinges are extra loose, anything like that?
You know what you do notice in that way, it doesn't look like there has been any sign of forced entry. It doesn't look like anyone would have needed to. There is a lock, but occasionally when a door handle is just that old, you can turn the little lock and you can just sort of jiggle it and pull it a bit and it will open anyway. It's kind of cheap.
Okay, so the door itself is not very secure. So I don't know if she would have had a key or permission to get in. She might just be able to jiggle the door open. And I'm assuming as well, if I look around the entryway or the entries to this building, like windows, things like that, nothing seems disturbed, smashed. There's no glass, blood in various places.
There is nothing like that here.
Interesting. I have a weird suspicion, and maybe I'm
This
going
is
to
fast.
maybe I'm going to be ruining the entire mystery by doing this. But let's see if I can change the way it starts. Can I go into the bedroom that she was found in?
Yeah.
And can I search the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
The drawers, if there's any drawers to search, under a mattress, all around, as if I myself were looking for some secret that a person had hidden in this bedroom. Anywhere there seems to be a small alcove, because I just find it odd as a place to find her, for which she could have easily been like, why don't you go to the bedroom? Oh, maybe we're in love, go to the bedroom and then get her. But she may come in here looking for something, and I want to see if I can find what perhaps she may have been looking for. Now, audience at home, you might be thinking the same thing I've just realized, which is the body was found. If there was a secret in here, someone's probably removed it. But I'd still like to do a search, as if I were her looking for secrets.
You look around what is in there. It's pretty simple. It's got a cupboard, a very small drawer on the bedside table, and a bed. You do not find anything that seems to be secrets. You find a couple of pens. You find a single change of clothes that look like they could well belong to her. And you find a little Ziploc bag of toiletries.
Oh, interesting. With a change of clothes and toiletries, and at least change of clothes that maybe match her size and fashion sense and genderedness of clothing, maybe she was staying here up in the... I'll have to talk to Barrett about it. I wonder if it could have been secretive. I just feel like that's something frowned upon, surely. I don't know why, but fraternization at a writer's retreat doesn't seem correct. Even with someone as authory as Mr. Barrett.
Even someone as attractive as Barrett. And I was just going, all right, I'm going to have to change the voice up a little.
Okay. So maybe she was staying in this room. So someone knew she was here, came in behind and attacked her? I mean, obviously I need to talk to people and figure out the whys and the hows and the whens and the whos and all the actual information. But while I'm still here, she was hit in the back of the head. We don't have the murder weapon. There's nothing bloody in this room. There's nothing flat and bloody.
Mm-hmm.
Not a back of a shovel anywhere.
All correct.
Can I have a look at her body to see if there's any other interesting, does she have any other injuries or markings on her? And also, what's she got in her pockets? A ring of power?
There's nothing exceptionally noteworthy about what you see. I'm going to say that you think that maybe this is a silly thing to say, but compared to how unstruggly the room looks, her hair's a bit of a mess. It's just a bit tangled. And on one of her hands, in just completely almost random sorts of patterns, a couple of what looks like very tiny cuts.
Like paper cuts?
As small as that, yes.
I think that's just an occupational hazard of being an author. Constantly
Entirely
getting
possible.
paper cuts as you wrestle with your manuscript to get the characters to come alive. Okay, on one hand.
Let's say yes.
Okay. Now, messy hair and tiny cuts feel significant, or you wouldn't have mentioned them, but also, I don't know what to take from those.
Remember, you know what my we've discussed what one of my problems can be, which is trying to, in an improv setting, mix the balance of interesting and realism. It's entirely possible that these things might just be something that I've said, oh, this would definitely be true, but might not be important.
I'm not necessarily taking these with any more import
Right.
than they've got. I've written them down. I don't understand them, and maybe I never will, but that's fine. Okay. And nothing interesting in her pockets?
No.
I'm wondering whether or not there's anything else for me to do in this house before talking to anybody, to maybe do a bit of an actual physical investigation. Without a murder weapon, that's kind of hard. Is there, based on where the body fell, I'm picturing she's got a wound on the back of her head. She's in a bedroom. There's a doorway to the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Has she fallen away from the doorway as if attacked by someone following her into the room? Or perhaps towards the doorway as if attacked by someone who was in the room already when she got in and was like, hey, you, what are you doing here? And went to whack her.
If you had to pick one of the two, you would go more likely the second.
I did not expect that. So at the very least, maybe a prolonged discussion in the room, not someone following her and getting her from behind as she entered. Much more likely that there was either someone already in the room or a discussion happened or some interaction in the room long enough that the people could move around as normal. Not necessarily, because I feel like you could get an impression of how the body
This is what your
falls.
Detective skills are telling you.
Okay. Not sneak attack by stalker. If that's going to make sense to me, I'm sure.
Totally.
Okay. I think I used to get a lot of flack from our audience, and still do in unwarranted ways, about not asking the right questions. But could you imagine a better question right now? I think I've done a very good investigation of this room.
Absolutely.
Thought
you were going to say all the flack for not talking to people, and that's...
Oh, yeah, that's the other flack I get, and I'm not doing any better. I'm just trying to create, a sense of getting information and then knowing what to ask about, you know? Because what if there was evidence in this room that she was a clown by night, and then when people started mentioning, I've seen a clown running around the town, I wouldn't know anything about it.
You know what I'd say?
She had grease paint and a red nose on.
It's a deal
and I didn't
breaker,
check the
and
body.
I wouldn't still love her.
She was a clown by night. Okay. All right. No more Blomko references. It's time for a mystery. Okay. Well, I should probably go and actually talk to some people. But I'm glad
a great idea.
I assessed the scene. So I'll head back down.
Great. Now, just to be clear, you've assessed the lodge. You've assessed the exact murder scene, but there's still a whole camp down here.
There is a whole camp down here. I haven't even assessed the lodge. I've just assessed the room in which the body was found
I have
and the entryway.
I swept away that you didn't find anything of
Yeah,
interest in the
alright,
rest of the
lovely.
lodge. So you traipse back down the hill and
Traipse
you count
back down
it.
the hill.
That's one full hill rotation that you've done. See how many more they're going to fit. And you already feel a bit annoyed. Your legs are a little bit tired. And you head back down, and Detective Simba has corralled the 5 people that you are presumably going to investigate in the dining area. This dining area, half of it is completely, it feels like the indoor section. It's got actual walls, but its roof is still canvas.
Okay.
And the outdoor, more patio side of it doesn't have any walls, but the canvas could, if need be, sort of extend out over it. They're sitting in the indoor section, so the canvas is retracted as far as it will go. It's got kind of some scratchy, torn bits at its ends.
Oh, interesting. Okay. When you say scratchy, torn bits at the end, like, I mean, not as bad as, like, there's a big hole in the roof.
No, not exactly. Just like it's not had its best care taken with it.
So it's a little bit disarray.
Exactly.
It looks a little ratty.
Yeah, it's not unusable or unworkable.
Sure. So this is on the parts that would normally extend out, like the part that goes in and out. It has a bit, is it a bit worn and...
Definitely.
Okay. Everyone's sitting... I'm wondering, I'm having a flash of an idea that I should change it up. And instead of now setting up and grabbing each one in turn and then accidentally not speaking to the right person at all, I should start by addressing the whole group of 5 to see if anyone has like a specifically interesting reaction to something so I can then talk to the person based on that, if you know what I mean? Rather than just picking arbitrarily.
We can try. It's going to be very interesting for me
to
be
you will
all
have
of
to
the
play
people at once.
5 characters at the same time, and I don't know what I'm going to ask them, but it feels right. I'm trying to change it up, you know, and become a better investigator through experimentation.
All right. You survey these 5 people and you just get the vibes of them. You can tell which one is going to be Baxter Barrett right away because he just demographically does not fit any of the other people, and nothing about him screams writer at all.
So, what would be your quick 1-sentence description of Baxter Barrett as I see him in this hall?
Looks like a bald bearded farmer.
Oh, fun.
His facial expression is not fun.
All right, bald, bearded, farmer, dour. As I survey, again, I just get an initial... I take some time as I enter the room. I say, ladies and gentlemen. And then I put my hand to my chin as if I'm thinking. And I, And I tap my chin a few times. And I wait as I survey each page. I don't say anything else. I just get their attention and then I look at them all. So I've looked at Baxter Barrett, a bald, bearded, dour farmer.
Mm-hmm. Beyond that, there are 2 men and 2 women. One of the men is just staring at you patiently, not having any sort of reaction, just completely comfortable, waiting for you to say whatever the hell's going to come out next.
One man is patiently waiting. I'm going to say that's Rohan Bora.
It will be.
Oh, wonderful. Which means the other man must be George Cruz.
Yeah, and he's got one leg sort of folded up on top of the other, tapping at his ankle, not making as much eye contact.
Okay, folded leg.
He looks like he might start, he looks like a tapper.
Okay, lovely, lovely. What about the 2 women? There must be a Nicola Flatman and a Natalie Ford. Oh, they're both NFs. I
know,
can't
it's
shorten
outrageous.
them.
Hey, that's your fault. You chose the patrons.
Oh, no. Which one looks more like a head writer?
You just a little bit arbitrarily, you go with the one who looks older, late 30s. It's not even old, just older. The other one looks about 25.
Okay.
So Nicola Flatman, the younger one, her cheeks are a bit pink, maybe a little bit of an obstinate expression. Natalie Ford, much like Rowan Bora, doesn't look happy, but also doesn't look in any huge amount of distress.
Unperturbed.
Yeah.
What an American might describe as nonplussed. Okay.
So those are your 5 and your super quick impressions.
Wonderful. I look at them all and I say, I'm not sure what you've been told so far. But if it is my duty to inform you, I regret to inform you.
You are interrupted quite quickly by Natalie Ford. The author in charge.
Yes, I'm Naff. In my notes, she's Naff. I've got Naff, Niff, GC, BB, and RB.
Yes, we know. We found the body and we haven't been shy about telling people. It wasn't exactly something we could keep quiet about.
So you've told the rest of the people here what happened?
Yes, they know. We all noticed Paige's absence. It wasn't exactly going to be a secret for long.
I wasn't sure if I knew the name of the body I was looking.
You never asked.
Paige. Paige equals body. Well, good. Well, look, I'm glad I don't have to break the news.
Yeah, the 3 junior writers sort of nod just their confirmation. Yeah, they definitely know what's been going on.
My name is Bill. I'm here to conduct some interviews and try and figure out what happened here. If anybody has any idea about who would have killed Paige or who could have killed Paige or who should have killed Paige,
Oh.
you'll have your turn to talk to me. And as I say that, I look at the crowd. Does anyone start to feel like they were about to interrupt me as I said, does anyone have an idea?
You feel like you notice a bit of a shift from, let's say, Nicola. Just a hint of a shift away from Baxter Barrett.
Nicola suspects BB. I'll be talking to you all in turn, and so hopefully we can get to the bottom of what's been going on here. I can find a little bit more out about Paige and about what could have happened to cause such a tragedy. It does behoove me to remind us all, there is a murderer amongst us. It could be anyone. Even you. And I point and I turn to Simba.
George, still not making eye contact, not looking at you, but he does a bit of a
laughs at the idea of murder.
He notices you looking at him and he just goes, yep, very fiction, isn't it?
Yes, I'm sure there must be some kind of level of irony, I suppose, as writers to be put in a situation like this. I don't know if this is a crime fiction writing camp, but let me just say anybody who writes crime fiction is an insult to me, a real police officer. I hate crime fiction. The murders aren't anything like they are in the stories. There's not a neat wrap-up moment, a denouement where the criminal is caught every time. That just happens in the stories. This is real life, George.
Rowan puts his hands up and says, rest assured, we're not those kinds of writers who think, oh yeah, we might have written a murder mystery once before, we'll totally get this solved for you.
Okay, good to know. All right, well, I suppose I should start my investigations. Getting them all together was fruitless. Fruitless in terms of helping.
All you did was make me have to decide who was talking at any given time.
Yeah. But you know what? Niff clearly has an opinion. That's Nicola Flatman.
Oh, thank you.
And her name does rhyme with the type of does have this. It does
It's
match
got
the
the word
murder
flat
weapon.
in it.
So I think there's something we should follow up on there. I'll start my investigations with Niff.
All right.
I say I'm going to be setting up in. I'm going to set myself up in the lodge at the top of the hill.
Oh, that's dark.
Yep, we're gonna
There's gonna be so much walking.
Well, you know, here's a good tip for all of you would-be investigators. Get your suspects really tired. It lets down their defenses. Nobody can lie after a long walk up a hill. So I slowly trundle up the hill with Nicola Flatman following at a distance where we can't talk as we walk.
Okay.
And I get up and I set myself up in the kitchen.
Cool. Luckily, that is far enough away from the second bedroom that Nicola seems just okay with this.
Yeah. Look, I just figure, let's get everything. And it means that while I'm conducting an interview, no one can sneak out and mess with the crime scene when I'm not watching, you know?
Oh, that's fair enough.
I know whoever's in the lodge. It's the one person. If I was down in the...
Assuming that this is the
If I
crime
set
scene.
myself up in one of the cabins and then I got them all in there to do a discussion, then one of them could... I'd come out a few interviews later and you'd be like, Simba comes up and he says, oh, while you were gone, somebody went into the cabin and they took a whole pile
So
of
what you're
books
saying is
away.
you don't trust Simba to do his job and
No.
keep them there.
Of course not. They're already hiding all the evidence they've left in their cabins that I didn't investigate. Right now.
I mean, you're definitely leaving that as an option.
So let's hope Simba does his job. All right, I'm up in the lodge. I've called in Nicola Flatman and I sit down, ready to ask some questions. Miss Flatman, please sit.
Okay, I'm not a dog, but sure.
I was just offering you a seat. I wasn't trying to be
Look,
insulting.
I just want to go home. And she takes a phone out of her pocket and just goes, oh my god, yep. All good.
Are you all right? What was?
Oh, no, nothing. Yeah, it's just like messages from the last 5 days, 4 days, whatever. And there's a lot to catch up on.
Ooh. Why do you have 5 days worth of messages? You haven't had reception?
No.
But you do now, up on top of the hill.
Yeah, I guess so.
An interesting addition to my investigation. There's only reception on the top of the hill.
Okay, she wasn't killed by a phone call.
Well, you don't know that. What's flatter than a phone call?
Look, I'm sorry, I'm just...
Hey, Dani, stop for 1 second. I started to try and write a note to myself. I've written the word investigation. I've written ... investigation. What was I trying? I was trying to write something about reception. And I've just written,
what did you do?
I've just written investigation. I'm going to cross that out.
No, that's going to haunt you more.
So phone
6 months' time, you're going to go back to this and say, why did I cross out investigation?
Lodge only. Okay, I'm back. Nicola, I don't know how well you knew Paige. Were you friendly with Paige?
Oof, I mean, no, not exactly. So we've only been here since Wednesday. It's Sunday now, by the way.
So that's what you had: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's 4 days.
Yeah. No, look, the 2 boys, I knew them from last year, but...
That's, George and Rowan.
Yeah. But no, Paige, she was brand new, so this is all I've known, and, look, I don't want to be rude, but no, did I like her? Not really.
Interesting. Didn't like Paige. I'm not putting that down as a murder motivation. I'm not a fool. Nicola, you're all staying down in the cabins down the hill, right?
Yeah.
You have a cabin each for yourselves?
Yeah,
So-
that's right. I'm in cabin C.
Wonderful. You're in cabin C. You know what? I'm going to draw a little A, B, C, D, E. Cabin C is Niff. Do you know what cabin Paige was in? It's probably worth investigating as part of this murder, you know?
Yeah, she was in D.
I could ask you to give me all of the people who are in each of the cabins. Maybe I will. Do you know who's in each cabin? You can help me get up to speed with what's been going on at the camp. The other campers, George was... Which cabin was he?
B.
B was George.
Sort of next story, but I mean, they're all pretty close to each other. They're all in a bit of a semicircle. They're all kind of next to each other, really.
Yeah, sure. So I'm assuming A must have been...
That was Rowan.
Oh, that was Rowan. Interesting.
It's not like A is more special than E or anything like that.
Yeah, but it just feels like it would be. I know you're all writers. You really love letters and things. So cabin E must have then been Natalie.
Yeah.
So you didn't get along with Paige. How was she getting along with other people here at the camp? Did she?
I think she was a little bit grating on people. She liked making observations. She definitely liked complaining. But you know that she works at a publishing house, right? And I think she thought she was better than us because of that. Like, she seemed like maybe she even felt sorry for us and, oh, look at you wallowing away in your fiction and all of that.
Was she a writer herself, or purely coming here as part of a publishing job?
She was getting into it for herself for the first time. Well, on the first night when we all come in and we say what we're hoping to get out of this, she said that she was making a change and she just decided this to investigative journalism.
Oh, interesting. And that was why she had come to this?
I guess so.
Hey, everybody, I'm talking to you, the audience. Making a change to investigative journalism has a big implication, surely, right? Like, I mean, it's wild to think I've uncovered a terrible secret and I'd like to report on it, but I don't know if I have the skills, so I'm going to go to a writer's retreat. But there's kind of that implication, right? Like, the idea of a mid-career sudden shift into investigative journalism, to me, implies I know a big secret about things and I would like to spread that to the world, right? It feels like a weird thing to shift otherwise. She must have known something or uncovered something, but presumably didn't think it would be related specifically to the people here. Otherwise, what a wild thing to do. Or maybe she was flaunting a little, like she was coming here as part of an investigative journalist pursuit and was sort of putting that out there in front of people as a way to antagonize a little bit. But that's interesting. Surely she must have possessed some kind of secret, or at least wanted to. I mean, apparently that's what she wants. I'd love to have secrets. Okay. Now, I think I assumed, Nicola, that this was a fiction writing retreat specifically, but it's not.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be. It usually, like, most of us would be, but yeah, there's nothing that said that we had to.
Are you here to learn or just find a place or just give yourself the space to write?
It's a bit of both. So we come in, we have specific goals, and Natalie interviews us, checks over our stuff, and tries to give us helpful pushes and micro goals and things like that to help us get there.
Sort of a mentorship position.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it isn't quite related, but everything's a little bit related when you're doing a murder investigation. What was your goal, Nicola?
Okay. Well, last year, I felt really good about where things had come up. I wasn't perfect at all. I had this Dante allegorical piece that I was working on. And
it's Dante Alighieri.
You
set me up for it. You called him Dante allegorical. It's really close.
And I was told that my prose was good, and, this isn't the first time that I've gotten this feedback, but I've really flat characters. And I went, great, this is a good thing. I worked on it last year, and for months and months, and I've been posting my stuff on Blurbophile and getting feedback, and it's just not... I haven't been advancing. And again, that's fine. Sometimes these things take time, but Rowan and George are going so much better, and they just got so much out of last year, and so my goal is to somehow be better than I was a year ago.
Okay. Well, look, I'm sure you will be. I'm sure you will. It takes time. It takes practice.
Yeah, that's exactly what everyone keeps saying.
Here's what I'll tell you. Nicola, and I'll tell this to everybody at home as well. Sometimes there's a myth to getting better, which is that you get a little bit better every time. And you might not. Sometimes you don't get a little bit better every time. Sometimes you put in the work, you stagnate, you stall, you learn nothing, but then eventually, one day, it ticks over, and suddenly you can do it. Suddenly you have a new skill you didn't have before, with no small steps, no increments. It jumps in suddenly, and you know a new thing that you didn't know before. And it might happen to you one day. You might feel like you've stagnated, but really, you're just waiting for that one moment of enlightenment.
Look.
And then you'll be able to write better characters, and you'll feel so silly for having killed a girl out of frustration.
Whoa. Yeah, that didn't happen.
I thought I'd get you.
Look, I get that, and yeah, that sounds great, and I know that it's true, because it's exactly what's happened to George and Rowan, and it hasn't happened to me.
They had a sudden jump.
Well, I mean,
sudden success, a sudden piece of growth.
It's been a year, so I guess it doesn't have to be that sudden, but...
Jealous of GNR's success. I mean, have they had some tangible benefit in the last year, or do you just think, reading their writing, that they've fundamentally improved?
Oh, that's definitely true for Rowan, but George has actually got a book deal. He got a book deal 3 months ago.
Interesting.
He went 9 months from, couldn't finish anything and super mediocre. But then he went to that.
I wonder. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
2 questions. Maybe you can answer each one. I would love it if you answered both. George got a book deal. Do you know which publisher he got a book deal with?
Yeah, it was. It was with Plover.
Plover. Now, My second question, maybe you're already answering it. Do you know what publishing house Paige worked for?
Yeah, absolutely. It was Plover.
Okay, there's a connection.
There aren't that many local publishing houses. It's not that big a deal, I guess. But hey, yeah, totally look into that. If he got some sort of sweetheart deal and his writing isn't actually that much better, then yeah, I guess I can feel good about that. Sort of.
I just think it's interesting that there's a connection, I say to the audience and not to Nicola.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love it if I could laugh at him for something.
Okay, I'm not asking you to laugh at him. I'm saying he might. There's some mystery about.
Well, it would be fair with them laughing at me, but...
Do you feel like they're laughing at you?
Oh, no. Sorry, no, don't worry. Nope. It's not relevant, trust me.
Everything's relevant.
No, it's not. Please.
Okay,
I'll
ask
me.
them why they laugh at you.
No.
I'll make a big deal of it. I'll point it out to them and I'll say, Nicholas says you're laughing at her. That's all right. I'll do the work.
Just please, I beg you. It has nothing to do with anything.
Okay. All right. I'll leave it. Hey, everybody. I'm not going to leave it. Well, Nicola, when did you last see Paige?
Yesterday. Last night.
I almost forgot to ask practical questions about a murder mystery.
Yesterday, yeah, pretty much just after dinner, sundown, go back to cabins, and that was it.
And was she heading back to her cabin?
Yes. It was... Okay. This is probably important. At some point, maybe like an hour after we'd gone back into our cabins, I heard like a crash or a smash. It's hard to tell exactly what was going on. It was really windy last night, so I didn't hear anything else, but some sort of smash or crashing noise. I guess it must have been pretty big for me to have heard it over the wind.
Did you hear it from a particular place? Could you tell me where you heard it?
It could have been coming from Paige's cabin area.
You didn't go out and investigate?
No.
Do you know if anybody did?
No, I don't know.
So you heard a crash as you were entering your cabin?
No, I'd been in there for like an hour. We were all just doing our own private things at that point.
Interesting. So after dinner, everybody went back to their cabins, to the best of your knowledge?
Yeah.
All right, now, but Paige wasn't found in her cabin.
Yes,
she was found up here.
I know that.
Are you allowed to come up here to the lodge?
I mean,
you're adults.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know if there's a specific rule against it, but we're not really... Like, Mr. Barrett isn't really part of any of this.
No, he owns the campsite. He
yeah,
sits above it, lording it over you in his overlook.
I mean, I wouldn't really say anything like that, I guess. He's not much of a lord person.
What do you think of Mr. Barrett?
He's a bit of a gruff man. I don't really like talking to him. He's very... If you mention that... Well, Paige would be the one to mention it. Something has gone wrong, something's broken or anything. He will not take responsibility for it well.
Interesting. Will he fix it eventually? Or, well, I suppose I've already seen people that he doesn't really keep things up to date. The canvas on his outdoor area is a bit shoddy. Looks like he won't repair it until he absolutely has to. Okay. So that seems fair. You've thought and Paige would often complain about things like this?
Oh, so much. And look, it was definitely valid, but yeah, she started to definitely get a bit of a reputation about it.
Okay, I wonder. I've got an image of something that might have happened. Perhaps. Though it's distinctly uninteresting. Something did happen at Paige's cabin. Some crash, some smash, something broke, something made it unlivable that night, right? It is my roof collapsed, a raccoon got in, something terrible, right? And her complaint is met with, well, look, you're only here for a few more days, or however long the writer's retreat is. Just stay up. There's a spare room in the cabin. I'm not going to fix you in the lodge. I'm not going to fix the cabin. Just come stay up here in this bedroom. So she was up there specifically because whatever happened to her cabin meant that instead of fixing the problem, Barrett just went, there's another room up here. Just stay up here. You've got to walk up down the hill every day. Deal with it. There's a solution there to why she may have been staying there, even if it had only been put in place that night. But it is boring. Like, that may well be true, but it's like an anti-mystery. It's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And sometimes things like that can be a problem with going to a crime scene and trying to deduce what's the secret if there is no secret.
Exactly. She may literally just have been staying there that night. I've solved the mystery. There isn't one. Thank you for listening to Solve This Murder. To submit your own guesses for whodunit, send an email to solvethismurderpod@gmail.com. We read every theory we're sent and award the greatest sleuth with a place on our wall of detectives. To support the show, you can sign up for our Patreon, and receive weekly bonus episodes, monthly videos, and full access to all parts of new Solve This Murder mysteries on day one. Thanks to all our patrons for supporting us, thanks to Advanced Sagebrush and Shootouts for our theme music, and thanks again to all of you for listening.